Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got game number 2 of this best-of-3 series between Union Gaming and Osiris Gaming coming your way. Merlini, Union looking a little rough in game number 1.
Disheveled.
Disheveled, that is the word I was looking for. Osiris looking promising, though. You think we're going to a game 3, or are Osiris just too strong?
I don't think so. Judging from what I saw from both of these teams on the first day, as well as what I saw from last game, it just seems like Osiris is just slightly better in most of their categories. A carry player makes better decisions. Weaver wasn't able to farm. Patzel was able to farm and contribute to fights. Yeah,
even their tri-lane, we sort of collectively thought was a little bit weaker, and then in that first fight, all of a sudden, they kind of came out ahead, or at least did enough damage that surprised
They had a
us.
Fury on TPN too, and they still traded even. So
yeah, 3 for 4.
The supports also just played better. Will is on the Disruptor, and the Alchemist just did so much more work than the Venom and the AA, as you stated. And then in the mid roll, they had that very poor lopsided gank in mid, but Beastmaster wasn't able to capitalize on that and like push his advantage from that early like triple kill or whatever.
Yeah.
And the off lane, like Nature's Prophet got a Shadow Blade, did nothing, and then Guanzo and Clockwork like constantly
making
killed
plays,
Union.
picking up. Yeah. Well, they have their work cut out for them. The draft is underway. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Now, Osiris did start off with the first pick, Nature's Prophet. Union Gaming were the ones with Nature's Prophet last game, so we'll see things flip-flop a little bit.
It's a very common thing for teams to do. They're like, well, this is what we lost to last game, and then like put yourself in Union shoes. Who do you think was the biggest problem maker for them?
Dragon Knight.
Dragon Knight. So they're gonna pick Dragon Knight too, because they already banned out really annoying heroes like Invoker and Ember Spirit, and they don't want to give it to them again. So they're gonna try and utilize it, but oftentimes this doesn't work out because this isn't what they're used to. They're on tilt because they lost, and they're like they're grasping for straws at how to win the next game because they got outplayed.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Alchemist, he wasn't that big of a playmaker last game. Like he didn't play bad, but I mean, I feel like a lot of other supports could have been in that position. And
I think so too. I don't think it was that big of a deal for them. I mean, maybe it's just like, wow, we got boned by Unstable Concoction. Maybe I don't know. It just didn't really seem like Alchemist was the big factor.
Pretty much, I think any support with a stun could have doubled for Alchemist that game. You know, Vengeful Spirit would have had a very similar impact.
I agree.
But talk to us about Ember Spirit a little bit. We did see our first, well, you and I didn't see, but there was the first Ember Spirit game ever in competitive at MLG TKO the other day. What are your thoughts about Ember Spirit right now? I mean, is he worthy of a first ban?
It depends. I don't think he's strong enough. The biggest thing is I don't think that teams know how to deal with him. He has really low armor. He is very highly susceptible to physical damage. He also doesn't really farm that great. He's like okay at farming, but he's not amazing. He has a really low HP pool as a strength hero too, which is not what you want. So he is like very fine versus magic, but usually carries already get BKB anyways from magic damage. So his physical damage, he cannot man up versus like any typical carry like Gyro, Void, Anti-Mage, Shadow Fiend. He can't ever one-on-one those. He's really good at killing supports, but a hero like Spectre is just much safer because if he gets focused, he still does a lot of damage. His ultimate will hit everybody on the map with no like positioning required, he doesn't need to bolus people. He's very good at chasing people down too. And I don't know, he's just more useful. It just seems like people saw him once or twice and were like, well, he seems really ridiculous.
Yeah. And I mean that's fair enough. But anytime there's a new hero that just dealing with where does he fit into the meta.
Yeah, remember when Slark was like first ban every game? Yeah,
I mean he's a total wild card. I mean Slark was also a different beast because he could play 3 different roles. Position 1, he could play off lane or he could play mid. And for a while it was sort of a crapshoot of where does that team like him. There wasn't that kind of established meta. Now we don't see him mid too often, but sort of the solo safe lane Slark is almost what's most popular these days.
Yeah.
But, a good choice here. Osiris with an interesting draft. The second pick, Earthshaker.
This is what they did the other day. This is what they did the first game.
This is like the exact same draft that they had going on?
No, they had a Naga first pick and then a Nature's Prophet. So they don't actually have their carry yet. Slark could be like a semi-carry. It might be a position 3 Slark. So they did run the AA and the Earthshaker, and this was what they did to buy time for their carry to farm. So we might see a very heavy carry in their number 5, such as a Spectre. What else would they like to run? I don't know. Patzel seems to like the Radiance farmer carries, so that would leave Terrorblade, which is not in CM yet, Naga Siren, who was first banned by Osiris, and lastly would be Spectre. Or they could go with, I don't even know, maybe like an Anti-Mage or something like that. It just seems like more up their alley.
Interesting. So they ban out the Puck. I was gonna say I would be surprised if Union don't ban out the Spectre here because he was so hard to deal with in the last game.
Yeah, but I guess that would make their lanes weird. I think so. I guess Patsol might be playing Slark then. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean Slark mid is not that bad.
Yeah. I don't think they'll do it though. I think they'll do like I don't know, Pounce and Cold Feet plus Fissure. That's pretty much a guaranteed kill.
Yeah, that's true. The combination of Fissure and Cold Feet is a pretty solid combo.
So who? I guess Osiris is going to pick a solo mid, and it could Dragon Knight already taken. It could be Puck does not do very well versus Dragon Knight, so I don't think that you need to ban it. They could go for a Storm Spirit would be like okay.
Which Osiris already banned out themselves.
Oh, they already banned it out. Okay, so what else is there?
OD also banned out, Invoker out of the pool, Naga, Timbersaw, all heroes that could go mid.
OS really likes playing Pudge, but I don't think they're going to be playing Pudge.
That will be interesting. But
what other solo mids are pretty common? A lot of them have been banned out.
This is when we
Shadow
need that
Fiend?
Drop down menu. Yeah, Shadow Fiend could work out.
Would be pretty good. It's very good versus Dragon Knight because
Yeah.
Dragon Knight's a very passive hero.
Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to think, is there anyone that fares particularly well against Dragon Knight, or is he just
Queen of Pain.
kind of? Oh, Queen of Pain. There you go. That's an option.
I don't. Queen of Pain's kind of like falling. I still think she's a good hero, but just no one likes her.
Why is she so good against Dragon Knight?
She just can put out huge amounts of magical and physical harass. And you need both versus Dragon Knight because he has insane amounts of regen. And you need magical burst too to bust through his armor.
Yeah. That Dragon Knight's pretty fun though. You know, I've been trying to
hate
practice.
Dragon Knight.
Been trying to practice my solo mid role. You know, I played a little Dragon Knight yesterday. Wasn't too bad. I was dragon tailing people in the face. Pretty satisfying feeling.
Union Gaming, what do they need last? They either need an offlaner if they don't want to put Ron in there, but a lot of the good ones are banned. Clockwork has been banned out. Timbersaw has been banned out. So we'll go back to the Bounty Hunter, but I don't know. Bounty Hunter, I think, is just gonna get crushed by the if he's ever up front and personal. Ooh, the Zeus.
Whoa,
nice.
Merlini.
That's good. I like the Zeus.
Oh,
Zeus is an alternative to Queen of Pain versus Dragon Knight. You have huge amounts of magical damage, and he is a range hero. He doesn't have to be as close as the Queen of Pain. So I don't know. I like Zeus a lot. I think he's underrated.
Yeah, and he's also underrated, I think, against invisible heroes, against Moonlight Shadow as well as the Bounty Hunter. Just having the detection available can be helpful.
They have I'm surprised they actually didn't go for a Spectre over the Slark because they have AA Ultimate, they have Zeus Ultimate, and they have Wrath of Nature. Yeah. So they have ways to just absolutely crush people. Union Gaming, they have to get BKB on Dragon Knight first and foremost. Secondly, they need a pipe, I think, over a mech because pipe doesn't work, or pipe works a lot better versus AA. So yeah, I like Osiris a little bit more. I would say I generally favor Zeus drafts, unless it's a Zeus support, which I saw Dignitas run once, and that was just terrible.
I don't know about that. What does he bring to the table as a support?
Nothing.
Yeah, that sounds very...
30 seconds.
If you want damage, you put him solo mid, because he needs levels.
Yeah, I mean, he has no stuns. His whole thing is damage. He wants to tilt, wants to pick up some kills, and be that burst that's hard to deal with, not the opposite, where you're this under-leveled... tubby little guy just running around with no attack range. I mean,
he is a tubby little guy. He's supposed to be a god, a deity, and he is not. He does not look like one.
I like his pants though. It looks like he looks like Dr. Giro from Dragon Ball Z.
I don't know who that is.
The battle begins.
He looks like a wimp though.
Same pants. Well, Dr. Giro didn't look particularly impressive either. But yeah, I agree. Union Gaming, they don't have a bad lineup here, but I think Osiris have the tools to deal with it quite nicely. And we'll see.
Yeah, they have a fighter lineup, but I think that Osiris can definitely match their fight. And if Union Gaming makes slight missteps, like 3 people get hit by a frostbite, or even 2, they're gonna lose a team fight.
And already we see Osiris with a small victory here. They do counter with this sentry, and they kill one of the dire wards already to get things started. So that is good news for them. And look at this ward coverage down bottom. We've got a lane ward down here for the Radiant, and they've got some vision here of the Rune. No, good news for Osiris. A small victory, but a victory nonetheless to get things kicked off.
Looks like Alk has skilled level 1 stun. Visage has skilled level 1 soul assumption. Sometimes people get grave chill, and Potom has not yet skilled, but Looks like Guanzo is having a relatively easy time on top. He is getting full experience from the first wave. They are not zoning him out at all, and he does have boots in case Alchemist does decide to chase. So instead, looks like they will be trying to stack and pull, but unfortunately, they only have the 1 minute spawn, and they're not going to be able to creep pull for quite some time after that little troll dude is dead.
Little troll dude. Yeah, the hill troll berserker. Yeah, kind of an awkward looking
Yeah,
face.
so now what do? Do they gank top or do they gank mid? Looks like they're going
So it looks like they want to gank. They'll use a smoke, but
this is Zeus's weak point, is getting ganked. So at least Osiris is on the right side. You don't want to be on the left side because that's where smoke ganks come from, especially when they safe lane try. So now he's on top of his hill, and Arc Lightning did get buffed in a recent patch so that it has 850 range instead of 700. So that means he can play a little bit safer. Looks like they're wrapping around behind on Guanzo. Guanzo is in no man's land. Looks like this may be an early first blood.
uh-oh.
He needs to summon Trinas ASAP to try and block the arrow. That's his only chance of survival.
Concoction does connect the arrow.
Oh, unless they just mess up the arrow.
Wow.
That was like probably one of the easiest first bloods they're gonna see, and they did not capitalize. He should not have survived that. Like,
wow. Why did Richie wait so long to
I
use that
think
arrow?
It may have been because he actually didn't skill it yet. For some reason, he went a 0-1-2 build. Like, why would you get 2 points in leap? I don't know. If you just hit the arrow, it would have been an easy kill. That's just flat out the easiest way to put it.
Really
Earthshaker, Invis on bottom, looking to block Angel. He doesn't get the stun off, and it looks like he's probably going to die. Oh, wait.
They will burn a dust. The pounce does leash, and Angel takes a spill. That's the first blood. Willies grabs it. Willez. Wow. So they grab a kill down bottom. I'm still trying to digest up top between the Mirana skill build and Nature's Prophet just walking away. It was also in the mid. Dragon Knight was holding his skill points. At level 3, he had just 1 point in Breathe Fire. So he was trying to position himself to set up a kill on Zeus, but he will just go 2-1-1 here at level 4. Ends up being a pretty standard build. So Osiris off to the races. Slark now in great shape. They've got a 750 gold and experience lead already, only 3 minutes in. And I think more importantly, Osiris did survive that potential smoke gank. So Zeus is in good shape, man.
Why does Dragon Knight not have a magic stick? That's probably the #1 role versus a solo mid Zeus. You get a magic stick, like no matter what hero you are. If you're a lone druid, you get a magic stick.
Yeah, it's true. He's been spamming like crazy. Only level 1 Arc Lightning is going the Lightning Bolt primary. I guess that's a pretty standard Zeus build. The value point in Arc Lightning is what's important.
And static.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and static, right? Yeah.
The value point.
The value
that
point.
is gonna gain some ubiquity here at the BTS studio.
Value point.
Dude, value points are so good.
Yeah, dude, it's all about the value point.
Yeah. Stark does not have the value point in the Essence Shift though.
Ooh. Could hurt.
Some lost value.
Yeah. How do you feel about the value point in Grievel's Greed? Is that just a waste of effort?
It depends on what you're. If you're solo mid, I think it's fine. If you're carry, you should probably get it. If you're not in a terribly defensive situation, I think it's decent. It depends. You still get the max gold cap at level 1,
yeah,
which is what, 30? Yeah. So it's not bad.
Yeah. I don't know. I've experimented with it a little bit, and you can make a case for it both ways. But for me, it's one of those. Is that like third point in Acid Spray worth not having that extra farming tool? I think if you just grab a point in Grievel's Greed, it does add up a little bit, but.
Yeah, there's a DD Angel on the Bounty Hunter in mid, but OS is very scared. There are 3 heroes around that mid area. He wants to poke his head out. He wants to get an arc. There he goes. Is he going to get the second arc? If they don't kill him here, he's probably not going to die.
Oh, they're looking for
his DD's right about to run out, like maybe 5 seconds. Oh,
yeah, I don't think they'll grab it. Is this a standard Zeus build going 1-2-2? That second point in static field at level 5?
So 1-3-1 is the most standard.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to go for it here.
They need a TP right now.
They will dive the tower.
Where's the
Once
stun?
TP comes in, Bounty Hunter takes some damage, and Zeus falls, but Bounty Hunter gets taken out as well. Sprout comes on the Dragon Knight. He's in Elder Dragon form, but it won't be enough. He's going to try and pour it out, and he won't make it
If he didn't hesitate, I think he would have lived.
Yeah.
He hesitated like quite some time to do that.
And Zeus actually bought back there as well. He was ready to throw it on. He did throw the ultimate, actually. Maybe not the best buyback from Zeus, but...
Yeah, I also don't know why he went a 1-2-2 build. That build is just silly. Lightning Bolt, you get the value point from 2 to 3. It does a 100 extra damage from 2 to 3, 75 at each of the other levels besides 0 to 1. But
Wow.
Yeah,
That
is
is weird. Yeah, for an extra 2% on static field, that second point is not a value point.
It's not a value point.
Very antithesis.
Angel might die on bottom.
Nope. And pounce forward, off the mark.
They have a dust on Petzl too, so he can probably solo kill him pretty soon. He does have one flask for region, but he's not going to use it when he's minus 200 HP.
Yeah. This is another one of these scenarios where there's a big disparity between the off-laners in favor of Osiris. Bounty Hunter halfway to level 5, really doesn't have too much farm to his name. Conversely here, the Nature's Prophet. Oh boy, Guanzo is level 6, and well, this farm is looking a lot better.
Again, it's all because of that missed first blood. Because they gave a lot of gold to the Ancient Apparition who ended up getting first blood and denied Potom a lot because of that. So, oh Richie, oh Richie.
Oh Richie. Oh, down bottom, my apologies. Did miss that one, but sort of what we were talking about. Pop the dust, long-range initiation with the Earthshaker. Makes for a pretty easy pounce on that Slark.
I think Bounty Hunter might have been able to approach this lane differently. Like, if he got a Quelling Blade and just, like, head out over here and just leech experience, he would have been a lot better off because they have a ton of kill potential on him.
Yeah.
He gets dusted, he gets trapped by a Fissurer into a pounce, Cold Feet, he's absolutely dead. Yeah. And they've been able to execute, unlike UG's top lane.
So let's glance at the gold graph here. Already a 3,000 gold and experience lead in favor of our Radiant team, Osiris Gaming, and that is just all map control. No towers have fallen yet. That's not artificially inflated. They're just finding more kills, more farm about the map. 4-1 here at the 7-minute mark. They really have a sizable lead. I mean, look at this Dragon Knight. He is piss poor right now. He has got nothing. Boots and a belt, and he's got a bottle on the way, but I mean, he has not had a good time in this mid lane against Zeus. His CS isn't too bad, but that kill really set him back. Or that death, I should say.
It does. And he's going for an HP build, too. That's the thing about Zeus. Like, you want to build HP because it'll help you versus everything else, but you also don't want to build HP because of static field. So he's one of the few intel heroes that scale as the game goes on, which is also why I like the hero a lot.
Zeus is one of those heroes that I feel like you have to gank him because he's so susceptible to gank, sort of like a Shadow Fiend or a Death Prophet.
But the thing is, like, he doesn't need farm, though. He just needs levels. Yeah. So if you kill him, it's like, you kill them, but it's not like killing a Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's
not a fair analogy, but yeah. I was thinking more the analogous of having no escape mechanism.
Yeah, that's
getting balling out of control if you leave him unchecked. But this top tier 1 tower will take heavy damage. There's that global presence. Wrath of Nature as well as the Zeus ultimate come down. They finish off the tower.
If only AA were 6.
Moonlight Child, look how low they are, and that was purely global. I mean, there was a Fissure that did a little bit of extra damage, but
yeah, when it comes to 5-on-5 team fights, I think they're going to get manhandled. They need BKBs ASAP. Dragon Knight nowhere close to it. He almost has his Ogre Club. Bounty Hunter not even level 6 yet. Potom going for a Bracer, probably into drums. Visage very poor too. So these BKBs are not coming out. Angel gets caught out again on bottom lane with a pounce into a Cold Feet and a dust by AA.
Poor Bounty Hunter. There's just not much he can do at this point. He's only level 5.
They could have potentially actually tried to offensive try, I think, instead of what happened here, because Bounty Hunter, he can actually lane decently versus a Prophet, but he cannot match up versus Tri-Lane at all on bottom. And the Tri-Lane on Union Game is pretty strong. They should have been able to get a kill on Furion, but at the same time, if they swap out into an offensive Tri-Lane, then Bounty Hunter can get some farm too, as well as Priest of the Moon. And right now, it's just only Potom.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. The net worth chart reflects it very vividly. Bounty Hunter about on par with the Visage of Union Gaming. That just speaks to how much he's struggled in that offlane. Nature's Prophet, on the other hand, now level 8, does have a Hand of Midas up, and he is just farming away in the jungle. Angel moving to the mid lane, but Osiris continuing to make his life difficult. And Zeus with the Arcane Boots up already. Talk to us about item builds on Zeus, though, Merlini. What?
I do bot Soul Ring, but a lot of people don't like that build.
That's it. Really rush the bots? Do it like kind of Tinker style?
I do Soul Ring first so I can win my lane. Because if you don't have enough mana, you're useless in lane control. So Soul Ring, bottle for almost infinite mana in lane, and then look at his. He's like almost purely positioning based in team fights. Like if they BKB, you need to be able to run away, but you also need to be close enough to do damage, and you also want to be close enough to static. So he is very position dependent, and I think Move Speed and Force Staff are his primary tools, and you don't really need that much else. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Is Ag Scepter ever?
Oh, I like Ags after. I usually go like bots, drums, Force Staff, and then Scepter Refresher if it gets that late, but he does enough damage without items, so you just need to be able to survive.
Right.
Oh my goodness, look at mid. They didn't wait for the AA ult. If they waited for the AA ult, they would have destroyed them.
Wow. They get the bottom tier 1 tower. So far, they've repelled the push pretty well. Tony Slark is back and helping to repel the efforts of Union Gaming. Meanwhile, their bottom tier 2 tower under heavy pressure. Their glyph has already been burned to try and buy time for the tier 1. Port's coming to the tier 3. I think they will try to make a contest, but I'm not sure how well it'll work.
How are they going to contest? Like maybe Dragon Knight can like run in, but it's not going to be easy for them. This tower is already very, very low. The siege creep is being it is not yet in deny range, but they can just wait for their ultimates. Their ultimates are roughly on the same timer: 90 seconds for Nature's Prophet, 90 seconds for the Thunder God's Wrath, and AA ult is very low. But yeah, he just keeps blowing them up.
Yep. He just got a free kill on the Alchemist. I mean, that's no other way to coin it.
And then they just switched to mid because they all rotated top, and then they can't even fight. Like they're not even fighting, and they're dying.
Yeah. That's a good way to look at it. They're not even team fighting, yet they're still mysteriously dying from all of this magic just flying through the air.
Yeah. Imagine like once Slark gets a Shadow Blade, or once Necro gets once Nature's Prophet gets his Necro, and like they're actually going to be able to gank people, or Earthshaker gets a blink, they are just going to crumble.
Yeah. Now arrow flies, will not connect, and they press forward, pounce into leap, and Marana makes it back. There's an invisibility rune here at the top position, spawning at the 12-minute mark. Only 12 minutes into this game. Feels like it's been much longer based on how far ahead Osiris are right now. Boards of about 7,500 gold and experience at the 13-minute mark.
And
that's a lot.
Union Gaming, they're just running around in this area, desperately trying to find somebody to kill. But if they go on somebody, they're still going to be able to get. Usually, they'll be able to get their ultimates off. Like if Nature's Prophet gets the ultimate off and Zeus gets his ultimate off, they're probably going to lose the fight. UG will.
So some core items at least on the way here. Dragon Knight with the Claymore. He will be going for a Shadow Blade, not that fast BKB you were talking about.
He needs fast BKB. Shadow Blade is useless versus Zeus. You get so much true sight from his bolt and his ult that it's not good at all.
Yep. And look at that level chart. The 2 supports for UG, both Visage and Alchemist. 2 supports that need to hit level 6 relatively quickly. Only level 4.
Look at Classic though with his map awareness though.
Yep. Smart guy behind the tower. But meanwhile, on the side of Osiris, they've got a level 6 Earthshaker and a level 7 Ancient Apparition.
Oh, here it goes. The AA ultimate into 4 people.
Wow. Into the fissure as well. Out comes the Moonlight Shadow. Visage will get caught by a pounce.
He didn't even... If Nature's Prophet had ulted, I'm pretty sure it would have been like a triple kill.
Oh, he doesn't have enough mana. Yeah. Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, you like Nature's Wrath right as he casts his Zeus ult, and then so you gain vision of all the heroes.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he didn't have enough mana, but this is just looking very, very grim for UG. They've only gotten 1 kill in 14 minutes.
Yeah.
1 kill.
That's not good. And they have what is traditionally regarded as a pretty gank-oriented lineup. Bounty Hunter, he's all about the kills. Marana with an arrow. Generally, you want to try to grab some kills. Dragon Knight. Again, they have pretty aggressive ganking heroes. Visage and Alchemist are very aggressive supports. But, he will take the AA ult. Wrath of Nature does connect. Osiris, he blinks forward. And down goes the Marana. And, oh, by the way, there's Blink Dagger up on Zeus. Whew. He is going to be tracked, though. Angel looking to pursue. And an unstable concoction flies. Osiris in a bit of trouble. But they will turn it around on Angel. I think they've got the damage for this. Few more auto attacks. 4 hit points left. Oh, the Arc Lightning does not bounce. Osiris looking for another bounce. Doesn't find it, but he grabs the Alchemist. So, well, at least they grab something out of it. Well, it's a 2-0.
It's looking ugly.
It is looking ugly. 9-1 here as we approach the 15-minute mark. I guess Blink Dagger works pretty well. You were talking about movement and positioning, not the Force Staff that you mentioned.
I've gotten Blink before. It's,
That's okay.
You can position yourself without it. Yeah. It's a crutch.
Oh, boy. And, around the backside, Slark will have his Shadow Blade, and he'll show it off. As Richie takes a spill, Tier 2 tower in the mid falls to the Wrath of Nature's Prophet.
It's kind of like Puck Blink. Have you tried playing Puck without Blink?
No, never.
It makes you such a better Puck player if you can play without Blink.
Okay. I see what you're saying. There's the GG.
Yeah,
Dragon
it's a crutch, man. Yeah, this game was pretty much over. They can't even fight, and they're just dying around the map. And like as soon as they get any sort of items on the important heroes, like Blink on Shaker or Shadow Blade on Slark, is just over. So nothing really went like terribly wrong for them. Like their tri-lane, they didn't get a kill, but I mean it's not like a game-ending first blood.
Right.
And then, I don't know. It seemed like their draft was a little bit weak. Firstly, Bounty Hunter didn't thrive at all. I don't even think they got a track kill the whole entire game.
No.
And
well,
then,
let's look at the Bounty Hunter. What was his ending score? 0-4-1.
Yeah.
So that one assist maybe
it was the
a track
one
kill.
on it was the one on mid.
Oh yeah, they only had one kill.
It wasn't track kill.
It wasn't track, yeah.
Yeah, so they didn't put him in an opportunity to thrive though. Dragon Knight is a very passive hero. He can find some ganks, but they really want like a more aggressive mid if they want to pick a Bounty Hunter. Secondly, they didn't put him in a situation to survive. He just kept dying over and over to the tri lane.
Yeah.
So I think either if they pick Bounty Hunter, they should have swapped the lanes. They should have not picked Bounty Hunter, or they should have picked a more aggressive solo mid. So none of those worked out in their favor. Pot of Mr. Arrow, which would have doubled their kills in the game, and that's about it.
Well, more importantly, it would have just slowed down Nature's Prophet. Once Nature's Prophet dies once in a lane like that, he has to either retreat to the jungle or play super defensively. Instead, he survives, and then he had a huge impact following that.
Visage didn't get his levels too, and it was just not very good from there.
Yeah.
I like their versatility though. Osiris's.
When that game ended, Alchemist was 4, Visage was level 6. They were not familiars in that
guy.
game. Yeah, that is a poor guy for that Visage. That really hurts.
So we can see how they play. They played a global strat Osiris. They also done one passive farm strat with Nagasan, which was pretty much a 4-on-5, and then they also had a more active carry with a Spectre too. So I think that I'll stand by my decision yesterday. That I think that Osiris will probably be the winner of the losers bracket.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, wait, Osiris is in the winners bracket.
I know, but they'll be the second team to go through along with Team Dog.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I was gonna say, wait a second.
I don't think they'll beat Team Dog, but I think they'll probably be the winners of the bottom brackets.
Okay.
Like for some of the other teams, like one of the teams that we saw yesterday, I forgot which one it was, but they were just like all 5-man. That's the only thing they can do, and they weren't even that good at it. So you need flexibility as a team so that if you drop one game in a best of 3, you can switch gears to a completely different strategy and then try and take a victory. But teams without flexibility aren't going to get very far in these qualifiers.
Yeah, that's a really good thing to point out. So that is our first best of 3 for the day, guys. We will have another BO3 on the way. I believe it's scheduled to start in about 40 minutes or so at 4 o'clock Pacific time, and our next BO3 will be Team Dog versus Dignotoss, aka Team Zerg. They're not digging on that Protoss.
Dignotoss had the weakest opponent, I believe, in
Osiris. I believe that was like the 13-minute complete disaster.
So we don't actually know how good they are, but from what I saw, there wasn't like that many flaws in their play. But this will be their a good gauge of their test.
Yeah, and Team Dog, I mean, they've got a lot to prove. They're a new team. They've been doing well so far. They are the favorites.
Who will be their stand-in today? Who will be their 5th? Is it going to be Mason or Smogalig?
That is a good question. That may not be decided.
I can ask Dog.
You can ask him. You got the inside. Ask Jimmy. See what's good.
Who is playing?
So we can at least get it right this time.
You guys.
Yeah, I guess that is a good thing to point out here. That when we were last casting Team Dog in the best of 1, we kept calling their 5th Mason. He was under the tag DOGE, Doge or Dog, however you want to say it. And that was not Mason. That was Smuggling.
Us.
So we
haven't responded yet.
Yeah. So we were mistaken last time, though.
That's what happens when they use aliases.
That was my exact reaction. If you use a silly name, if your name is silly and your profile is marked as private, I've done all that I can. I don't know how else to figure out who you are if you don't want to tell me. So
Jimmy says no idea.
No idea. Okay.
And Dog is snoozing, so that's about it. He might be Mason for PJ. So PJ is Pycat, so it might be Smogalig
and Mason. No
Pycat, plus Misery, plus Demon, plus Fogged.
Okay. Well, that could be interesting. Sounds like they still are trying to figure it out themselves.
So odds for this match are 27-73. I think that
sounds about fair to me.
Reasonable. Yeah. The other one was completely off. Like 62-38 in favor of Union Gaming. Come on, give me my rares, please. But
free rares.
That was easy free rare. I can't believe I didn't bet on that.
Yeah, you should have. You called it. You looked at it right away. You were like,
that is totally wrong.
Yeah. But I think this one makes more sense, though.
This one makes more sense.
I'm excited to see some more demons.
This is not a value bet.
Not a value bet, no.
Yeah.
I'm really becoming a Demon fan quickly. His plays, man, it's entertaining at the very least.
Yeah, but if you're actually cheering for his team, you're just like, oh my god, Demon. So it depends on whether you're a Demon fan or you're a Team Dog fan. If you're a Team Dog fan, then they aren't one and the same.
That's very true. That is fair enough, my friend. So, guys, we're going to have a short break here. We'll be back in roughly 30 minutes or so when that next Best of 3 series is scheduled to start. Again, you're watching the Starladder America Qualifiers on Beyond the Summit. I'm Zyori. You can follow me at ZyoriTV on Twitter. This guy is at Merlini Dota, and make sure you follow at Beyond the Summit as well. We'll be back after this short break. It's well worth the wait. Team Dog will continue on.
Will they? That's a bold prediction.
Well, continue on their quest to impress us.
What about Dignitas? What about their quest to impress?
Both teams, but it's just it's their premiere kind of. I mean, this is their first event, so it's like there's extra spotlight.
And Dignitas is not their first event?
Well, you caught me. I don't really know. I'm assuming not, but I figured they've been on.
I'm just calling you out on favoritism.
Yeah, I know. That's not yeah, okay, fine. All right, I scratched that. Both teams are going to fight for it. This guy, Merlini's keeping me on my toes. So we'll see you guys.
I got to wear my police costume, too.
Yeah. Oh,
it's going to be this week.
This week?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it was supposed to be my first cast, but I had to get some stuff ready.
You weren't ready. Yeah, this actually was sprung on us kind of last minute.
Yeah,
so.
I was notified. And anyways.
Yeah.
On to the break.
Okay, on to the break, guys. We'll be back in about 30 minutes.